Today we visit the Disneyland Resort with 3 cocktails that you can find there, or you could have found there at one point in time. We'll be sampling drinks from the Palm Breeze Bar, the Napa Rose, and the pool at the Grand Californian Hotel. I love Disneyland. I love the Disneyland Resort. I love the Napa Rose. I love the Grand Californian. And on my most recent visit, I was able to grab dinner and drinks at the newer Palm Breeze Bar. I went back in October for Oogie Boogie Bash, and I'm hoping to turn my family into an Oogie Boogie Bash family. We've done 2 now, and I love it. I wasn't planning on collecting drinks or recipes to make here on YouTube as a video, but I had a couple that were interesting and kind of related to what I normally make here. And then I found another one for a video I did a while back that I didn't feature that video. That's from the Napa Rose that's no longer on the menu, but this one looks delicious and interesting. These recipes are not the official specs from Disneyland. I don't know the official specs, and I'm okay with not knowing every detail or everything. Sometimes it's fun. Try to figure something out, reverse engineer a drink. So just fair warning here that these will not be exact, because I know we're now merging, cocktail nerds and Disney nerds, which, I don't know if it can get more intense than that. Now, first of all, we're going to make a drink from the Palm Breeze Bar, which is the Marcie 55. And like I already said, I've taken some liberties here with the exact specifics of the drink, trying my best to use the same exact ingredients when possible. And the Marcie 55, I don't really know what's with the name. When I first saw it, I think my mind thought it was a reference to Marceline, which is Walt Disney's hometown. The 55, a reference to 1955, but I don't know. I thought it could have been French, but it's not a French word, so I don't know. This is a stirred cocktail, and I'm starting with 2 dashes of burlesque bitters, which is a hibiscus acai bitters. It's very good. 1/4 ounce of Fernet Branca, 1/2 ounce of Averna, 1 ounce of rum, and 1 ounce of bourbon. So there you go, the Marcie 55. All right, let's try it. Cheers. Very boozy. Just warn yourself, especially for a Disney drink. 2 ounces of spirit plus some modifiers that also have alcohol. So we're not putting any juices in here, no simple syrups, just strong stuff. And it comes across as strong, but it's also, I feel like it's a nice balance from what you're used to at a theme park or a theme park hotel pool bar. It's very classic, very bold too. You can get the rum and the bourbon, which oftentimes bourbon will overpower a drink like this. So, choose your rum and your bourbon wisely. And then just a nice bit of sweetness from the Averna and barely the Fernet in the background there, but just providing a nice additional sweetness and a little bit of bitterness too. And those burlesque bitters are also very good, but if you don't have them, just sub in whatever you have. Use Angostura, use anything else. It has a nice spicy note to it, but don't let that hold you back from making a drink if you don't have the exact bitters. We are now leaving the Palm Breeze Bar and heading through downtown Disney to the Napa Rose, because next we're making the Swizzled Monk, a chartreuse swizzle from the Napa Rose. It's not currently on the menu, and while the exact specs might not be online, the ingredients are, so this is how I built this one. I'm building it in the glass with 1 ounce of lemon juice, 1/2 ounce of falernum. I'm adding a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup here because they probably use a sweeter falernum, a 1/4 ounce of Fernet Branca, 1/2 ounce of green chartreuse, and 1.5 ounces of Appleton Signature. I'm going to add ice to fill up about 3/4 of the way and swizzle. Now I'll top it with more ice and swizzle some more. So there you go, the Swizzled Monk from the Napa Rose. All right, let's try the Swizzled Monk from the Napa Rose. Cheers. It's very good. Obviously built off of the chartreuse swizzle. If you are indifferent to chartreuse, if you don't love it as much, this is going to be a little bit better for you, I think, than the chartreuse swizzle. A little bit, well, a lot less chartreuse. So the chartreuse flavors there, but you still get the background of, like a slight background there of Jamaican rum. And then the Fernet, there's not a lot in there to tell a big difference. And then some spice and sweetness from the falernum. I'm using the tropical standard one. That's about as big and bold as you can get. Definitely bigger and bolder than, say, John D. Taylor's. But again, use whatever one you want. I put music behind almost everything. There's like background music and when I'm making the drink. But I found this music over the last few months that just has me reminiscing of the like mid 2000s. That's like Disneyland loungy resort music. I'm sure I'm playing that music right now. And it reminds me of 2010 to 2020-ish. And Disneyland, like 10, 15 years ago, they used to have this really cool app on your phone called the Disneyland Explorer. It was like this parallax app that you could scroll through. I'm sure maybe 5 or 10 of you know what I'm talking about. But it had really cool music, but the music wasn't Disney. It was all stock royalty-free music. So I always tried to find that music. I'm sure I can't find it to use on YouTube. That app is something that I have on my phone. It has not been supported for probably 10 years, and I just never delete it. It was a cool app to explore the Disneyland park through Disneyland Explorer app. And back to the cocktail. It's delicious. I'm not saying that it's better than a chartreuse swizzle. It's just probably more appealing for everyone out there. It feels more tropical too, like more of those tropical spice notes because of the falernum, and in addition, the rum. Now we are moving on to try the Grand Californian Mai Tai. Now, it's not the same Mai Tai that you're going to get at Trader Sam's. It's going to be different. This is one of the Craftsman Bar, which serve you at the pool. I had this a while back, and they serve it in a Collins glass. Poolside, it's like a fake cut crystal plastic glass. I remember thinking that it was fine, and it tasted like a Mai Tai, but we will find out right now how it holds up with this rum blend. So we're making a Mai Tai. Start with 1 ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of orgeat, half an ounce of orange curacao. They probably use something like Bowls, but I'm using Pierre Friend. And then 1 ounce of Bacardi 8. We're going to save some room at the top here because we are going to float 1 ounce of Myers's dark rum. So there you go, the Grand Mai Tai. All right, anytime there's a float, you take your picture, it looks cool, and then you mix it in because it doesn't really serve any purpose other than looks. It's not a hot take, that's just a fact. Cheers. I would describe this as a very good cocktail and a very average Mai Tai. I know that might not make sense. It doesn't feel as much like a Mai Tai as what I'm used to. You're not getting a lot of Jamaican flavor there. You're not getting a lot of bold rum. So as we use 2 standard proof rums, Bacardi 8, I like as a moderately aged gold rum. But in a Mai Tai, I feel like you need something more punchy than Myers is. But I've said this is from the pool bar. I mean, it's from the restaurant next to the pool. But it has a good pool vibe to it because it feels lighter, a little crisper, a little more bright from the orange juice. Did I say orange juice? There's no orange juice in it. I hope there's no orange juice in it. From the lime juice and the orange curacao. So those flavors come through more than your typical Mai Tai. It's a Mai Tai. I'm not saying it's not a Mai Tai. It's just altogether very good and very average for a Mai Tai. So just so everyone knows, this drink will set you back $20. The first one was $22. The Swizzled Monk, I don't know how much that was because I don't think it's been on the menu for 5 or so years. But the Mai Tai, $20. Obviously, you're paying for an experience. There's people making drinks. There's people serving you. You're at a resort. You got to feed the Disney coffers. But that's some pretty basic rum. That's 2 bottles of rum that are under $25 each. If I were to make a Mai Tai using this bottle right here, which is $150, if I made 100%, Appleton 21 Mai Tai, the rum, plus the lime juice, plus the orgeat, plus the orange curacao, we're talking $13.50 maybe. So, when we're talking about making expensive cocktails at home or cocktails at home using bottles that are expensive, put it into context. I would rather have this drink in the pool at the Grand Californian Hotel than to make an Appleton 21 Mai Tai at home. But if you look at cost, after tax and tip and everything, the Appleton 21 Mai Tai is half the cost of this one right here. All right, everyone, that's it for this one. 3 cocktails from the happiest place on earth. 3 cocktails from the Disneyland Resort. These are all good. If you want something that's strong and boozy, go with the one from the Palm Breeze Bar, the Marcie 55. If you want something that's tropical, refreshing, and just interesting using chartreuse, and go with the Swizzled Monk. And this Mai Tai, the more I'm drinking, the more it's growing on me. It's delicious and it's nice and refreshing. So I think it is a quality rum blend there that's affordable. It's just not quite the heavy punch I'm always looking for. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like below. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to support this channel more, check out my Patreon page. And otherwise, I will see you on the next one.